In February, we celebrate Inclusive Education Month, dedicated to highlighting the significance of inclusive education and its positive impacts on both the education system and our society. During this time, communities unite to advocate and increase awareness of the benefits of inclusive education practices. Today, we have the privilege of hearing from those with first-hand experience, teachers, students, and parents, as they share their perspectives on this vital aspect of learning and social inclusion.
Hi, my name is Jenna Martinucci. I am 35 years old. I'm working at Community Living Toronto and participating in Community Living Toronto's influencer group.
My name's Colleen Broadhurst. I'm Jenna's mom. I'm a member of Community Living Toronto, part of the North York Regional Council. I have been a past board member. For me, the importance of inclusive education is that it sets an expectation for your loved one's life. If they're not included in the regular classroom, then I don't think that you can expect that they're going to be integrated and included in their community at large when it comes time for extracurricular activities, when it comes time to get a job. So I've always felt very strongly that inclusion should happen in elementary school in the very early years, so that throughout their life they have the understanding and confidence to know that they will be accepted in their communities as they move on in life. Every year before Jenna went into the next grade, I always made an effort to go in and meet with next year's teacher, meet with the incoming principal, or in some cases the same principal, just to set up what the expectations were for the following year.
I also went to my local school in my neighborhood with a game called Spinclusion for including people with disabilities.
My name is Steve McDonald. I have been teaching for about 20 years in Canada and abroad, and I'm the lead in Tattle Creek Montessori's upper elementary class. For me, the key benefit, in addition to making space for everyone so that they know that they're expected, is increased learning opportunities for everybody. When we're segmenting the population from one another, it makes it really difficult to learn from the gifts that everybody has. For me personally, the struggles have been not specifically only here, everywhere, making people aware of the need and how important it is, because it is so often relegated to an afterthought. There's not necessarily ill will or a huge amount of ignorance there. People often have a lot of good information, but they're not given the resources or support to implement them to create a more inclusive environment. So I think really getting that need across both to administration, but also parents who may not always understand the programming changes that are being made to facilitate inclusivity, So that's, for me, one of the largest struggles. Well, there are a lot of ways to advocate. One important one is to help pass on the message to students so they know that they can be advocating for an environment where every one of the students in the class and the students who are not able to be in the class are advocated for. A lot of difficult conversations, I think, too. I'm a deep believer in the importance of uncomfortable conversations. So those two things, I would say, don't shy away from those opportunities to be a model for your students, and that includes having difficult conversations.
My recommendation to families would be to start small. Just first of all, you have to have the dream that your child belongs in your neighborhood school. You have to have that expectation. I often went in and found resource material or supported the teacher in the classroom by providing different materials that she could use to help Jenna learn better. In some cases, it was the principal that was on board, and she took over by making sure that her team members were including people with disabilities. The other thing that I'd like to mention is just to encourage parents to continually expect that their regular school is going to offer an inclusive setting for their loved one. There was a campaign that Jenna was mentioning that she did about inclusive education, and you never know the impact or the difference that it's going to make on someone's lives. But back in 2001, Jenna and I received a letter from one of her elementary school teachers. I think it was your grade 2 teacher. And she sent us a letter indicating that she will always vow to put the student first based on her experience with Jenna and I. So, there's an example of an impact that we had made together on an elementary school teacher who is now a principal.